Hey everybody, so My Hero Academia Heroes Rising, the new film, came out this week in America and I went to see it. And I wanted to give you a few minutes of my impressions, my thoughts, my opinion on it. First without spoilers, and then a few minutes diving kind of deeper into it. And if you want more follow-up on the series, on the film, let me know and I can do that for you. So overall, I bought Two Heroes when it came out in 2019. I think it was either late 18 or early 19 when the Blu-ray came out, and I bought it and I watched it, and I was unimpressed with My Hero Academia Two Heroes. So I was going into this one really hopeful because I know the manga and the anime have been going really strongly for the last couple years, and I'm just really excited for the current arc in the manga for the current arc in the manga, and separately the current arc in the anime. But this movie was great. On a scale of 1 to 10, as much as I don't like to do that, I would give it a solid 8 or 9 because it's a really good anime film. It does a really good job of balancing the characters and the action. The action is a little predictable, but still fun and entertaining at the same time. So overall, I really enjoyed it. If you are up to date on the anime, up through, I think it's episode 83 that came out today. Gold Tip Imperial is the episode that came out today in Japan. So if you're up to that, I think it's totally safe to watch. There are only a few very minor things that come up in the film that are kind of spoilers for later in the series, but they're very minor. So that's it for spoiler-free review. So now I'm going to dive a little deeper for the next 3 or 4 minutes into the overall plot. So first, the timeline is confusing because Shigaraki has a costume change from the last time we saw him, including a partial glove on, I believe, his left hand. And that only happens after an arc later in the manga that would be the end of season 5, maybe even season 6 in the anime. So we definitely know what happens after the Shie Hasaikai arc because the opening of the film starts with the end of that arc. So we have to jump ahead a little bit. My guess would be that it takes place right before the current anime arc. There's a bit of a jump. There's a 3-month time jump in the manga around chapter 245. And I think it's in that time jump that this film would happen in its continuity, based on the characters and where they are developmentally, and the techniques they use, the interactions they have, and the skills they display. But overall, the action was great. I was very impressed that I was very glad that the action started so soon in the film. And that involved all of the cast. All 20 of Class 1A was involved in the action from the very beginning. Bakugo takes down a villain the first time that Nine and his accomplices, I think it's Slice, Mummy, and Chimera. The 4 of them, the first time they attack, Mummy gets defeated by Bakugo, which that fight was a little iffy because Bakugo should have just run in and dominated immediately. But whatever. I'll allow some dramatic tension because he was butting heads with Kirishima and Kaminari. But the way that started so soon and gave them a chance to shine and fight, and then Bakugo to go off and help Deku later, was really good. And then the fight against Chimera set up for the rematch later, which was really fun. But from the very beginning, the action was going nonstop. The whole class was involved in using their particular skills and lessons in intelligence to make the plot interesting. That's something that Two Heroes did not do very well. The whole class was available, was present, but most of them were just brief cameos. And when it came down to the action, there was a group of 5 or 8 that were involved in any action at all. And then Deku obviously was involved in the most action because he's the main character, he's the protagonist. This film did a lot better of balancing all of them. You got to see lots of good team-ups and combinations between various characters, and they all had a role to play. I think the smallest role was probably Toru Hagakure, because she's invisible. What is she going to do? Most of the times she was just standing around offering moral support and telling people what needs to happen. But her quirk makes it hard for her to be involved in anything, anything action oriented or or rescue related. She just has to be there for verbal stuff to give orders and help with small tasks. Whereas everybody else has quirks that helps them, they help them carry people to safety or fight off a villain. Her quirk is the least useful for all of that, which is interesting. But overall, the whole class had a bunch of good moments. I liked that even, you have the big three, you have Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki. Even aside from them, other characters got some major action scenes. One of the villains was taken down by Tokoyami and Ashido as a tag team, which was really cool. Sidebar: I love tag battles. Anytime one or two characters can tag team against an opponent, it's just so fun because you get to see some good interactions between the tag team. You get to see combinations. For example, when Bakugo and Deku attack Nine the second time, Deku goes in for one of his kicks and gets thrown back. Bakugo flies up, grabs him, and does one of his special moves that he kind of reveals in a later arc. But it's just, he grabs somebody and uses his other hand to explode and spin really fast, and then just throws Deku back at Nine for a really heavy smash. And it's those kind of combination moves that make tag teams really fun. And the tag team against Chimera showed that the second time around as well, with Ida, Kirishima, Todoroki, and Asui. The final fight, I think, was a little lackluster. Not that it wasn't good. It was definitely good. It was definitely entertaining. I loved that the villain was the one who kind of pushed past his limits the most, because he had a very clear weakness, and is that if he kept fighting, he would get ill. But he pushed past that in the same way that Deku constantly pushes past the fact that he broke both of his arms, and yet he's still punching people to death. So that was a nice change of pace. But then the final action scene with Deku and Bakugo both using One for All, tag teaming, flying around, there was just way too much going on. Way too much aesthetically going on and not enough concretely going on. It was hard to follow. It was just, here's a big explosion and a rush of color, and here's a big explosion and a rush of color. And then it was hard to follow what was going on. I feel like they could have orchestrated that a little bit better. And then the final moment of One for All not actually transmitting to Bakugo made that whole exchange a little less meaningful. And then even more so, Bakugo not remembering any of it made that exchange kind of useless. And so I'm a little upset about that. But overall, I liked the movie. I was very entertained. I was not disappointed overall with the film. I'm just a very critical person, and so I look at a film or a TV show or a book or whatever and think, how could this be better? And I see those little things, like Hagakure's involvement in that final action scene, and think, this could be better in these few small ways, and it would just be great. It would be excellent. It's great. I would call it great already, but we could bump it up to excellent. But those are my thoughts generally on My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. Go see it in theaters if you can. If not, please don't pirate it. Find a way to watch it legally. Buy it, rent it. It should be you should be able to rent it on YouTube or Amazon. Yeah, I don't know why I said it that way. On YouTube, Amazon, any number of resources, you should be able to rent it for a couple dollars here in a couple months. Redbox. I'm definitely going to buy it when it comes out because I'm a huge My Hero fan. So those are my thoughts on My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. Support the official release, everybody. And let me know if you want me to watch any other movies and give my thoughts. If you want more breakdown of My Hero Academia, I thought about comparing it to X-Men because there's a lot of similarities between the storyline and characters and themes in My Hero and the storylines, characters, and themes in X-Men. At least as far as I know. I don't know much of X-Men outside the Fox films. But that's enough for this week. I'll see you guys in the next video. My plan is to upload one video per week. I'm going to try to be more committed. I'm going to grab my phone and put it in my calendar to record something every week. just so I can stay in the habit of doing YouTube. So let me know what you thought of My Hero Academia in the comments below, and let me know if there's anything else you want me to talk about. In the meantime, I have things to do, so I will see you guys then. Peace.